After 7 days at Apgar Campground in West Glacier, it was time for us to travel to the east side of Glacier National Park to stay at the St. Mary Campground. There are two alternatives to get to the east side from the west side. One is to take the Going to the Sun Road, which is almost 50 miles and takes about an hour and a half. In our case, with the length and height restrictions of the Going to the Sun Road, we had to drive our motorhome around Glacier National Park to the southwest. We drove east along Highway 2 to Browning, Montana, and then took Highway 89 northwest to the St. Mary Campground. This route was about 100 miles and took close to 2 hours. When we arrived at the St. Mary Campground, we were blown away by our campsite, probably the #1 campsite of all times. It was very private with no other campers visible. Aspen trees and other vegetation isolated the campsite and framed a great view of the mountains surrounding us. The kitchen window view was amazing. We spent most of our evenings sitting in our tent, having a drink, and just taking in the beauty. After getting set up at the campground, we decided to walk over to the St. Mary Visitor Center to check things out. The Visitor Center was conveniently located from the campground and took about 10 to 15 minutes to get there. As we walked, the views of the surrounding mountains were great, especially as we crossed over a small stream from the St. Mary Lake. We found a lot of great information at the Visitor Center, and rangers were available to answer our questions. We planned to travel the Going to the Sun Road extensively from the east side using the free shuttle provided by the National Park Service. This map provides a good reference of the free shuttle service. The shuttle stops that are in green are for the west side and originate from the Apgar Visitor Center. The shuttle stops that are in yellow are for the east side and originate from the St. Mary Visitor Center. In planning our 5 days on the east side, we had several stopping points available to us. After some discussion, we decided that on day 2 we wanted to hike to St. Mary Falls and Virginia Falls. We took the shuttle from the Visitor Center to the St. Mary Falls shuttle stop. The drive was about 12 miles and took about 25 minutes. The hike from the shuttle stop to the St. Mary Falls and then to Virginia Falls is about 3.5 miles out and back. The hike to St. Mary Falls is considered easy, while the hike going on to Virginia Falls is considered moderate given the elevation change. We took about 4 hours on the hike, taking plenty of time for photos and lunch at Virginia Falls. As we hiked, especially to St. Mary Falls, we were surrounded by dead trees, remnants from the fire here in 2015. With the burned and fallen trees, the surrounding mountains are much more visible than they would have been pre-fire. The vegetation is beginning to grow back, including fireweed, which is commonly the first wildflower to grow in the mountains after a fire.
Grizzly country. You got your bear spray out?
I do. We're just surrounded.
I know, we are. We're like in the middle of it.
There's that blue water again.
That's what I said, it's blue.
Next up on day 3 is the Red Bus Tour. Driving the Going to the Sun Road in these vintage 1930s buses is a great way to see and learn more about Glacier National Park. Our Red Bus tour from the east side was cold and cloudy and threatening with rain. We saw a completely different character of Glacier National Park versus the hot and sunny day we had when we took the Red Bus tour from the west side. It was actually pretty cool seeing the clouds moving across the top of the mountains, especially since we didn't get rained on. Our stops on the way to Logan Pass included St. Mary Lake and Siyeh Bend. At St. Mary Lake, we stopped with a viewpoint of Goose Island, considered one of the most photographed panoramic views at Glacier National Park. On the way back, we stopped at Sunrift Gorge. It was our only opportunity to see the gorge. Otherwise, it didn't fit into our plans. After visiting Logan Pass a couple times when we took the Red Bus tour from the west side and then from the east side, Sue and I decided that we wanted to spend more time at Logan Pass. On day 4, we again jumped on the shuttle from the St. Mary Visitor Center and went directly to Logan Pass. The drive is almost 20 miles, and with the various stops along the way, it took about 45 minutes to get there. At Logan Pass, Sue and I took the Hidden Lake Trail to the Hidden Lake Overlook. The hike from the Logan Pass Visitor Center to the Hidden Lake Overlook was more than 3 miles out and back. It was a moderately challenging hike given the elevation change and the numerous uneven steps to go up and down. The trail from the overlook down to the lake was closed due to bear activity. From our perspective, this hike is a must-do. The vistas were amazing, there were wildflowers everywhere, and mountain goat and bighorn sheep sightings are common. For our 5th day on the east side, Sue and I wanted to have one last day of relaxation and just take in the beautiful vistas of Glacier National Park. No strenuous hikes, we just wanted to enjoy each other's company and build one more lasting memory. We hopped on the shuttle and headed to Siyeh Bend, where we knew we would find a stream rushing down the mountains, wildflowers, and Sue's sought-after bear grass. It couldn't get much better than lunch together in these beautiful surroundings. Siyeh Bend, it's beautiful. Wildflowers are everywhere.
Take my hand and take me downtown. Take my hand and let the sun go.
There's bear grass up here I can take a picture of.
There you go.
Take my hand and find expression in this silent night and let the moon break in. Let the moon break in. Take my hand and lead me through the night. Take my hand and show me what it's like when the sun goes down.
There's all your bear grass.
Let's watch the stars when the lights are gone. When the lights are gone.
Between the west side and east side, Sue and I spent 12 days at Glacier National Park. This was the pinnacle of our 2-month-long trip exploring the Mountain West. Glacier did not disappoint. It's time to start heading east and back home to Ohio. We will be back someday to the beauty of Glacier National Park.